Good morning, everybody. I am on here this morning to talk about meditation and slowing down and how our brains work first thing in the morning, which is kind of counterproductive to how we want to be for the balance of the day. If you're like me, you probably wake up before your alarm or several times during the night with your mind racing, you can't get back to sleep, and then when you do, you're still interrupted. What I find is best is obviously getting up first thing and just trying to practice some meditation. If you're one of those people who doesn't know how to meditate, hasn't meditated, feels like you don't have time, there are other little exercises and other little tips that you can utilize to promote a meditative state without actually having to sit there if that doesn't make you comfortable at this point in time. And so one of the things that I like to do, especially to bring focus away from my busy mind, is to concentrate on the task at hand, that whole be here now thing that Ram Dass preaches. And of course, a lot of mindfulness teachers do preach as well. But it's trying to put that into context for people who might not understand exactly what that means. So for me this morning, being here now, taking my busy mind and putting it aside and enjoying this moment included focusing on starting the propane and turning on the hot water to boil for my coffee. Getting out the dog dishes and measuring out their food. And each time that my mind would race to something else about work or family or what have you, I would focus on literally looking at the black coffee in my cup and stirring it. I would focus literally on pouring the individual grains of cereal into the bowl and weighing them. And when I did that first task in the morning, then I went out, those first tasks before I was sitting here eating, then I went out to take my dogs for a walk. And that too just looked like breathing and walking and being with them. And every time my mind raced, I concentrated on just my steps. Every time my mind raced, I concentrated on the beautiful silhouette of the palm trees in the sunrise. Every time my mind raced, I pull my focus back to what I'm doing now. And that's really how meditation works. Now, because you're being active, it's easier to pull focus when you're being active as opposed to when you're sitting in a meditative state and you're only with yourself and you only have your busy mind. When you're actually completing moving meditation, which is trying to bring that same level of uninterrupted consciousness to what you're doing while you're moving. So while you're walking, another meditation practice is just to be totally present with the steps that you're taking. Concentrating on the heel-toe movement, I even do this at the gym when my mind is racing. I get on the Stairmaster and all I think is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And of course my mind races and then I bring myself back to just 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's a bunch of ways that you can move literally throughout your day, incorporating meditative practices or mindfulness practices, things that will calm you down and things that will take you out of a state of anxiety if you're just willing to focus. That doesn't necessarily mean having to sit there and do breath work, but if you're into it, absolutely sit down and do some breath work. But if you can't be interrupted, or if you're finding trouble focusing even on the task at hand, bring your consciousness back to the cursive as you write some menial task out. If you're moving and working in a physical job, the rhythm in the physicality of what you're doing. If you want more information, you can always DM me. Let me know if you use, unbeknownst to you, some meditative practices in your day already to calm your mind down and take away those racing thoughts. Have a good Wednesday. Take care.